Evening. For those of you who aren't aware, we'll be previewing the Brentford game at the end of this press conference. Jurgen, do you want to go first?
Sure. Jurgen, I'd imagine a good deal of satisfaction, a job done, 2 points off the top four as well. But what were your thoughts on the performance overall?
Yeah, the result is very pleasing, obviously. But we all saw the game, and it was not our best performance. We know that. Starting the game, conceding from a goal kick. Oh, I actually don't think it. I can't remember a lot, of course, we conceded from a goal kick, to be 100% honest. We were just not there in that moment. We became 3 times too late. And in the end, it's Shrewsbury Hall is alone in front of Ali. And Ali can this time not save us. So 1-0 down against a counter-attacking side with a clear idea. Yeah, absolutely opposite of what you want to have. On top of that, we played further on very much in Leicester's hands, so we lost the balls in the wrong moment when we were too open, and so again we never could really get not never, but for a long time got a foot in this game. Then we had our football moments and we forced them mistakes, caught a disallowed goal, and yeah, and the 2 own goals happens. I think especially the second goal is brilliantly done. Then unlucky that it hits the post, and even more unlucky for Leicester, obviously, that it is an own goal. 2-1 half time, we knew we have to improve, and we did. Line was higher, more aggressive in the challenges, more connected, but still. They had their moments. They played a really good game. Credit to Leicester, and there's no coincidence that they obviously have quite a decent away record. You can see why. But we had massive chances in the second half, where we could have finished the game off. Didn't use them, and so that's pretty much the story of the game. And then when it's only 2-1 against a good opponent. Then yeah, you have to fight through. That's what we did, and I'm pleased with that. But of course, we have to play better.
One of the other positives was Trent Alexander-Arnold, particularly his defending one-on-ones with Harvey Barnes. What were your thoughts on how he did there tonight?
Really good, another first time. So yeah, it was good. To be honest, it was really good and very helpful and very important in these moments. Very, very helpful. I think everybody knows how good Harvey Barnes is in these moments. And yeah, Trent exceptionally well. We had a few good performances, really good performances, but the majority was not on top of their game. Let me say it like this, and that's why this can happen. And again, I said it already to your colleagues that I'm getting closer to, I think, 1,000 games in the job, and I saw these games, unfortunately, pretty often. So that can happen, and then it's very special when you can win them, because these are the games who decide about getting where you want to be or not, and that's why it's so important that we could bring it over the line tonight. That's what we did, and now we have just 2 days. And we don't know exactly who can go again and stuff like this, but Brentford is in the same situation, but they're in a really good moment. I think I saw big parts of the Tottenham game. There were a lot of things were really good, and didn't see obviously yet anything from the West Ham game, but we'll watch it as well. West Ham tonight, yeah. 2-0. So, and... Huh?
Sorry,
oh, okay. No, I have no information about that yet. So, and obviously, and we played. We had our problems there with the way they play, and so we have to make sure that we are ready for that, and that's all what I'm concerned about at the moment.
Just check on Andy Robertson and Harvey Elliott as well.
Yeah, funny enough, Harvey, before the game, he injured Robbo a little bit. So in our warm-up game, we hit him with a knee at the hip. So that was it's a dead leg. So could play, but then it's from one point the muscle closed, and then it couldn't play on. And Harvey got a knock, which is quite painful. But when you saw the situation back then, it was clear that it's painful. But that's it, I think.
Any news on Fab yet?
Sorry.
Any news on Fab?
Yeah, not yet.
Joe.
Jurgen, is in the Premier League is a tough place. Is there any room for sympathy from an opponent who scores 2 own goals?
Yeah. I had that once in my career that a player scored 2 own goals. I really feel for him. Honestly, because it was absolutely unlucky. The first is How can it be more unlucky in the second one? If you ever played football, you go full speed in that situation, direction goal, you would expect the ball goes in. That's what your brain tells you. In the moment when you realize it's not going, it's going to the post, you can't react anymore. So these things happen. Yes, of course, I feel sympathy. There's absolutely space for that. But whatever I say now will not change it. So, but the boy will get through this, obviously, and Brent will help him with that, so everything will be fine.
No more for this, no? We move on to the embargo section.
Yeah, no, definitely. The game worked out perfectly for us, how we wanted to start the game, and scored a very good goal and looked really dynamic and dangerous in the game. But the 7 minutes, unfortunately, you can't plan for that, especially the first one. So it was difficult to take. Second half, we kept pushing. We got into some really good areas, and only criticism was maybe the final pass. And I've said it before, it's just that final bit of quality in the final third, especially with James not playing. But the players gave everything. They started how we wanted to. They finished strong. They had to be resilient at times against some top players, and just disappointed for them that we didn't get something from the game.
What do you say to Belfast in a situation like that, particularly with the first goal, because we can clearly hear Danny is called early as the ball comes in?
Yeah, listen, it's just a decision you make as a defender in the game. There's no real trouble. The ball's coming in. It's like you say, it's coming into Danny's hands. But it's, as a defender, you make those decisions. And since he's been with us in the short time, he's been absolutely brilliant. And he normally makes the right decisions. It was just freakish, really, the goal, and then he was unfortunate with the second one also.
Do you feel like you only picking up after, obviously how it goes from 2 own goals in such a short space of time?
Yeah, no, it's obviously disappointing for him. He'd been obviously more with the first one, but he's a real strong character, and he's, like I said, he's been very, very good for us since he's come in. He's always been away at the World Cup, not played a minute, so it's going to take him a few games to get his rhythm back. But I've got no doubt about him. I think he showed in the time when he was playing in Rem, and then he joined us, the level that he's at and he can get to. Tonight it was just unfortunate for him, but I thought he responded great in the second half, and he'll go again.
What did you say to the players before the game? Because obviously I'm sure the start against Newcastle was probably on your mind a little bit, maybe on the players' minds as well.
Yeah, it always is, every single game. I always said good teams start quick and finish strong. And that's what the big surprise was, especially on the run of games that we've been on. How well we've started games, how well we've been in the middle of games and finished them strong. And but especially when you come away to the biggest teams, you need the maximum concentration and you need the maximum commitment. And so that was the key message in terms of, if you're talking about mental strategy, get into the game. We want a fast start, so you've got to make sure in the warm-up you're right, your concentration's right. And it worked out really well for us. We opened up the pitch, kicked it onto the side, which we'd planned. We win the header, break through, and score a very good goal. And then, as I said, we looked a good team, looked comfortable and confident. You expect a little bit of pressure from Liverpool because of the level of players, but that little 7 minutes ultimately cost us, which is disappointing.